Hi, this is Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
Okay, now blow.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Brittany Madison, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation. Do it one more time, so I feel like I messed up.
All right. All right, lights, camera, action. Dante's Boxing Nation. Over here with my man, writer Frederick Hawthorne. What's going on, man?
How you doing, Dante?
All right, we just watched the fight, man. We just watched Broner versus Porter. Now, I'm gonna throw it out there too. You know, you ain't gonna be the only one to make yourself look good, but you know, you picked Porter. You know,
From day one, I say he's gonna run right through him.
And you know, I was slightly, you know, leaning towards Porter when it comes to, you know, who will win the fight. Why did you think Porter was gonna win this fight?
First, let's be clear. It is 2 o'clock in the morning, and we're still in the media room. You know, doing work. So just know that Dante Boxing Nation and Fred Hawthorne is actually up, like, grinding.
On a real grind.
On a real talk. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. No one's here in the media room. It's just us two and the security guard. But getting back to what you just said, I thought people said Adrien Broner was a good boxer. And every time someone said Adrien Broner was a good boxer, I said, how is he a good boxer when he doesn't move his feet, he doesn't throw combinations, he slaps his left hook, and he's so inconsistent. So I just think that he's just an athlete with great reflexes, you know, and he picked the wrong sport.
Yeah.
You know, let's be candidly honest. He's not a boxer. You know, if he's fighting at his true weight, he doesn't bring much to the table.
Wait, you say you think he picked the wrong sport. That's how you see it?
Yeah, he definitely picked the wrong sport, because when the rubber meets the road and when a man is challenged, he will show you who they are. Like my grandfather always say, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. You know, and Adrien Broner told us who he was in the Maidana fight. He told us who he was tonight. He showed us when he fought Transformer back home. You know, Adrien Broner is a clown. You know, and it's sad because you don't want someone to go down that road, but if boxing was a play, he would be the leading character. You know, he would be a character, you know, and the disrespect that he showed in the build up for this fight, I thought was very distasteful. Not shaking the dad, that's mild. You know, I mean, from Mike Stafford talking about he has an illegitimate child in Colorado, which proved to be false because the child was actually here with Kenny Porter, and talking about he gets his check. That's none of your business. You know what Adrien Broner does with his family and his money is Adrien Broner's problem and or blessings. What Kenny Porter and Sean Porter does with their money is their problems and their blessings. And I thought he went a little bit too far. And you go all the way back to Paulie Malignaggi, you know, where he's saying he's taking Paulie Malignaggi's girlfriend. He has a porno tape on the internet. Adrien Broner has proven to be a character. You know, he's lost 2 fights, and the 2 fights he's lost, he doesn't come to the press conference. You know, like, he owes that to the press. We've helped made him. The reason why he got over $1 million for this fight is because we wrote positive stuff about him. You put him on the internet. I wrote about him in the newspaper. So he owes that out of respect for us. He should have showed up to the press conference, and he's going down a slippery slope. And if you don't listen to a man who will make anywhere between $300 and $5 million, and I'm speaking of Floyd Money Mayweather, who's created a new mountain to climb in the sport of boxing, who are you going to listen to? You're not going to listen to Al Heyman, who graduated from Harvard and who's ascending the heights that boxing has yet seen. Who are you going to listen to? Your father's in the corner. Mike Stafford is your pseudo father. There comes a point in place where you just got to say, you know what? I'm gonna use the term black because that's a paramount adjective to use now. if you're not going to listen to these black men who have exceeded their own personal expectations, who are you going to listen to? You know, Floyd Mayweather was in his corner from beginning to end in this camp. You know, it was very evident. You know, when they did the press conference, Leonard Ellaby and Floyd Mayweather was on his side of the DS. They was not on the side of Sean Porter. And I just think it's time for Adrien Broner to stop having those nigga type antics. You know what I mean? And I say that because I wanted to permeate in it. But I wanted to permeate inside of him. You know what I mean? Because these antics that he does, the AB show. Well, the AB show just lost the two biggest fights of his career. He lost both of them. You see what I'm saying? So it's not the AB show. You know, get rid of that. We want to know who Adrien Broner is. You know, we want to know who Adrien Broner the father is. Adrien Broner the son is. We don't want to know about your mixtapes. We don't want to know how many women you got, how much money you're making. One, you're not Floyd Mayweather. And for you to be Floyd Mayweather, you have to be liked by Middle America. Middle America, the South Dakotas, the North Dakotas, the Idahos, you know, the Iowas. These people have dollars too. These people have common sense as well. When they see a clown humping Maidana, punching Sean Porter, you know, you got to thank God. You can't say, well, let me first do what I'm supposed to do by thanking God and Al Heyman. No, you got to play the game the right way. Put your right hand over your heart, say the Pledge of Allegiance, thank God, shake your opponent's hand. You know, we know you're a millionaire. We know you've made a lot of money in the sport of boxing, but it's so distasteful. You know, when you see he's not a gentleman yet. I want him to become a gentleman. You know, he's a childish boy right now. You know, he's 24, 25 years old, and I pray this video gets to him because it's time for, you know, and media. I cover him. I wrote positive articles about him. I praise him for how disciplined he was in the Molina fight. The last 6 rounds of the fight, he made it a boring fight and stayed behind his jab and won every round. I praise him for that. But now it's time for somebody to stand up to him and say, you're an asshole. You know, these nigga antics is not acceptable anymore. This is not what we want in boxing. This is not what we expect from you as a man. This is not what we expect from you as a black man. And I'm sure this is not what your newborn son expects of a father. It's time for you to man up and do what God ordains you to become. If you and God had a conversation in your prayers and say you were supposed to become the greatest boxer alive, become the greatest boxer alive. Do not become the greatest actor, the greatest character alive. It's time, you know, and he lost. In addition to losing the fight, he lost the court of public opinion. You know, fans are. He's not Adrien Broner before round 1, after round 12, and it's in the scorecards. One judge only gave him 1 round. That was the round he knocked out 118, 109. Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't win that round, it becomes 120 to 108.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And just letting you know real quick, the memory is almost full on the camera, so go ahead.
Okay. And I just hope and pray that Adrien Broner accepts the fact that he lost the fight. He's human. Throw away the AB show. We want to know who Adrien Broner is. Maybe he has to change his name. Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd did it. He changed his name and said, you know, I need to come up with a gimmick. But I'm not going to go over the top and do some dumb shit what he's doing. It's just sex tapes, you know, negative tweets, talking about Paulie Malignaggi's girlfriend, disrespecting the media by saying we're asking the wrong questions. You know, the list goes on, and not shaking your opponent's hand. And that's something I accept. I get that. But talking about the man's father being excessive, that's, you know, I hope that, I mean, you can't help because, I mean, he has 2 of the most powerful, well, let's just say financially, economically, fiscally, Floyd Mayweather is the most powerful man in sports, you know, and with that being said, that makes Al Heyman the most powerful advisor in the sport. In all sports. So if you have the most powerful man that's actually doing your job and the most powerful man that's actually leading you, it's time for you to sit your ass down, put on your seatbelt, and listen to Floyd in one ear and listen to Al Heyman in the other ear. You know, it's time. And he can't beat no one at 147. He can't beat a Keith Thurman. He can't beat a Amir Khan. He can't. The only person he could probably beat is probably maybe a Danny Garcia, but I don't think so because his work rate is not that. You know,
That's a 50-50 fight.
That's a 50-50 fight. You know, so he needs. Fuck the drawing board. Sit your ass down and listen to what Floyd has to say. Listen to what Al Heyman has to say. Listen to what Sam Watson has to say. Because it's time. It's time for you to say, am I going to be a man or a mouse? You know, like the old saying goes, you know. And I'm fed up with his antics. I want him to succeed. And it's not a matter of me biting my tongue, but you expect a person to mature over time, right? So I said, oh, AB's became a millionaire, 3-time champ at 23 years old. I get it. He's going to go blow some money, you know, do what 23-year-olds do, you know, these are his college years per se, you know, in the sport of boxing. I expect that. But now you're 25. I commend you for showing the positive light of him and his child on social media. That's absolutely great. But now I expect you to be a man now, you know, like Floyd Mayweather. He doesn't wear much jewelry. I mean, he wears the watches, but you don't see him in the 25-year-old get up anymore. He wears the suits. He wears the Italian cut suits. He wears the great shoes. He talks with more poise. And and you see it. Adrien Broner wants to be Floyd Mayweather. By the way, he pauses when he talks. You know, he tries to make himself bigger than life. No, he's Adrien. From this point on, June 20th, well now it's June 21st for us, but he's Adrien Broner.